Graham Potter has been sacked as manager of West Ham United. I believe he's already been replaced as it's been announced that Nuno is coming in. Today we're going to be reacting to it. Marder, what's your immediate thoughts and how are you, bro?
I am. You know what? I could be better, but at least I'm not Graham Potter right now. God bless him. I've been a bit ill this week, but yeah, we're doing all right. But yeah, shocking news. Like here, Graham Potter's been sacked. Literally, one of the first things you read in the morning, and it's like we got a game in 2 days, and he's done press conference and everything. I'm just like so typical West Ham, innit? But that happening, like I don't know. But yeah, I mean, shocking. But I mean, it sort of happened after Palace, though, wouldn't you think, Chaz?
Yeah, I mean, I thought for about 20 minutes we looked all right against Palace. Like after we conceded and then we'd equalised, it was. I mean, it wasn't amazing, obviously, but it was still better than what we'd seen in the previous weeks. We'd had the sort of freak result away against Nuno, where we beat 3-0. But I just think you can't start the season that badly. He obviously, I think what didn't help him was he really wanted that keeper, Hermansen. He's then dropped him within like 4 games, was it? And then, but then I still had faith that the board would want to try and keep him just because, like Brady was going on Talksport saying, "Oh, like 2 weeks ago, giving it, yeah, we want him here for the long term to help the youngsters come through." And it's like, okay, right, if you're taking a word as the truth, which is obviously hard to do, but it was still quite a shock to me this morning, considering, as you say, you took the presser yesterday. So I don't know where that leaves us now, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole announcement that he's gone, like we just saw in the group chat, it's gone, and like randomly checked and it's actually true. And then later on, I dawned on me, I was thinking they've done that literally because they've got someone in straight away because they just wouldn't sack someone, go to Everton against Moyes of all people to go without a plan. And it just dawned on me that they must have appointed someone. It must be Nuno because they've been always fixated about the finance situation and stuff. And I put something up on like Twitter literally earlier today. I was thinking, this is so West Ham. This is like the most disgraceful yet ingenious yet pay thing for West Ham to do right now because it's so disgraceful to sack him after he's done the presser. But it could be ingenious because you're going to get a new manager to come in and face Moyes, who he's probably already done his homework on West Ham, thinking he's got the win. And you're just thinking, the owners did this because they want to beat Moyes on Monday because they just don't want him to have one on us. So, like, it's just West Ham all over, isn't it? It is just West Ham. Oh, I don't know.
But
But,
I mean,
yeah.
like we pretty much done the same thing with Lopetegui. I'm pretty sure he took the Aston Villa Cup game presser, or he was doing the previews for it, and then he was like, sort of almost banned from the training ground, or he took training, and no one even knew what was going on. And from what I could see, there was journalists last night saying, "Oh, the players at West Ham are still 100% behind Graham Potter, and they want things to turn around." How must they be feeling?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, you got the fans, you got the board and everyone, but yes, the players as well. You got to think about because they're always gonna like, regardless. We have no clue like how they're feeling, but they obviously must have like some kind of feeling towards Potter, good, bad, and stuff. But you'd think that's probably gonna put them in a different mood. Like 1 minute they've got Graham the night before sleeping, thinking, "Yep, okay, we're gonna play under Potter." Next moment, you're just waking up and saying, "Oh, you got this guy's on your manager now." It's just like without any like warning anything or like time to bed it in. It's just like shift straight away and just like, yep, there we go. It's brutal, but God, I don't know how to do it, but yeah, it's the way of
Yeah.
football these days, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I see a tweet earlier, and it was like the man I feel most sorry for is Mavropanos because he's had 4 different coaches now.
it's true though, isn't it? Like someone did
4.
say, yeah. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, just the fact that like we've had four different fucking managers now in the space of what, like 2 years?
It's not even 2 years, mate. Like it's since last May 24. That's
Yeah,
when David Moyes. So what? That's 15 months.
yeah,
That's crazy. That's
yeah.
different for West Ham.
Honestly, but I think in terms of if we're going over whether he deserved the sack. I pretty much said the same thing throughout his whole tenure. It's like he never left a mark on me, or he never made me feel like, oh, we need to give this guy time. I didn't want him sacked, but I was never going to feel gutted when he inevitably was sacked. He never like we had them like flash in the pan results, which we've done now under two different managers, where we go up to St James's, we win, and we thought, oh right, surely that's now going to be us turning the corner. Nope. Same with this season. We get the 3-0 win away from home, and then it's just more of the same. It's hard to get behind a manager, and then we've given him like a transfer window. He's had Cole McCauley with him, and then within a few games, he's already dropped his keeper. And it's like it's hard to defend him almost. So I believe he was always going to be sacked. But once again, the way we've done it, just on like a human level, it's just not great, is it?
No, it's not. But that's literally it. It's just the story of the flash wins, never really conviction or anything. Like when he came in, he felt like a breath of fresh air from Lopetegui, because Lopetegui just seemed like deadpan, nothing intriguing about him. You couldn't understand what he was trying to do on the pitch. Graham Potter comes in talking big about the youth, big about the club, how he wants to bring everyone together. You go in like towards the end of the season, you're thinking, I don't know about him, but at least he's going to get a new season to have his team and stuff. Have the preseason, get rid of Kudus, and barely replace him and stuff. But you just say, oh yeah, Sunville's going to replace him and stuff. But I mean, he looked good, to be fair. But regardless, it's just, yeah, he's had the transfer window, and yeah, despite what you say about the board or anything, you've had a whole window to implement all you want to do and stuff. You had your guy, and like you said earlier, I don't think we played bad against Palace. I thought it's just mistakes, and yeah, we just dropped our heads a bit. But after that loss, you're just like, I want to believe in you, but the times are tough right now, and you still can't get a win, and it's not really a good sign at all. So I think he was inevitably had to be sacked, and I think he's a good guy. I just didn't think he was up to the task, unfortunately, for West Ham. But Nuno, do think he is a really good appointment. It's not what everyone says, because yes, one thing West Ham fans hate right now is appointing someone that's a freebie. But Nuno's a bit different, because he was sacked, but not because his results have been bad. It's just because he had disagreement with managers. And in turn, I can't really say he's like the worst, he's the best of the bad bunch, because even if he was at like Forest and we sacked him, we would probably look and think, actually, I don't mind a bit of Nuno and stuff. I know he's a bit of like a David Moyes, like 2.0, but at the same time, we've got ownership what we're probably not going to get rid of. And the next best thing you're going to have to do is have someone that can go in and work under the current regime, under the current structure, under the way we manage a football club. And that's what Moyes did. And he just did it his own way, managed to get the best out of the team and stuff. And granted, yes, it turned out bad in the end, but he knew what he was doing. And if he did get back to it, he probably would still be here. But I do believe in Nuno, and I think it is the right appointment. I think this is something that can change our fortunes. And by Christmas, look, we might even be thinking about Europe. I know we're thinking way ahead, but let's get a win on Monday, hopefully, or against Arsenal, and we'll see from there. But I'm happy that we've got Nuno in anyway. I think it's probably the right appointment and the most realistic appointment we could do, to be fair. So yeah.
Yeah, I think another interesting point that I was saying to Joe the other day is I swear this whole thing of when a manager comes in, them needing their own players is like a new thing. Because I never remember this being a thing when I was a kid, when a manager come in. They just come in, or they'd at least been analysing the club when they're going for the job. So like, right, this is what I'm... Because surely that's how you get the job. What I'm going to do with this squad that you've got now is I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to do this. And we're always like waiting for managers to get their own players. But why do we have to do that? That's the only thing with Potter that was annoying me a bit. Yeah, it's like we've not got a shit team. We've got a really good side. And even the experience in the team, like your Kufals, like your Emersons, he clearly didn't either get on with them or had disagreements. Because even from, obviously you can't take Twitter as like gospel, but I've seen multiple people today say apparently Kufal offered to take a 50% pay cut because he really wanted to stay even as a backup, just because his son was signing for us or something in the academy.
Oh,
and
wow.
apparently Potter just wasn't even accepting in those terms. And then you can see someone's had a look, and apparently Emerson and Kufal have liked about 11 posts of Potter being sacked today.
No way.
Hate watching Potter.
There was something. Apparently, I heard a story about Emerson that the fact that Emerson was kind of dropped because he was late a couple of times, and Potter just picked up on it and just like used him as an example, and obviously got back in a better relationship. But Potter kind of already decided he just wanted him gone and stuff. And I was like thinking, there was times during the season last season, I was thinking, God, Emerson would be really needed right now, but we kept persisting with Potts and not Potts, sorry, Skulls. And at a point, I thought Potts, Skulls, it was nice to see him in there. But I remember the Newcastle game. I was thinking he's getting drowned out there. I'm thinking you need to change him,
Yeah.
bring on Emerson and stuff. But he just didn't. And yeah, he ended up putting what Wan-Bissaka or Creswell on left back. And I was thinking Emerson, like, come on, but look, who knows what's happened at West Ham. But when you talk about players and stuff, back in the day, it is a lot different because all you need to do is just hoop the ball up, keep the goal out of the goal, keep the ball out of the goal, and put it in the back of the net, and that's it. Like, that's most of the tactics again. But now it's just so intricate and all about tick-a-tacker, formations, diets, everything. And it's just a lot convoluted now. Like, just play
Yeah, it's
football.
just like obviously, as you said, I don't think the appointment of Nuno. I think it's the most obvious appointment, and I don't even criticise the board for it. It's almost
Mhm.
like him getting sacked at this time is perfect
Yeah,
because it means they've not got to pay any compensation. Or I
yeah,
think he might have some clause where they might have had to pay Forest for something like gardening leave. You know, when like maybe he couldn't join
yeah,
the club straight away. But I think the reason for the appointment is probably because they've been negotiating a deal and they expected it to take a couple of weeks, which would have been the Everton and the Arsenal game. And now they've come to an agreement. They're like, well, fuck it, let's just hand
just
him.
putting them now.
They've reached a point now, the board, where they can't do right from doing wrong, and it's their own fault.
Well, yeah,
So I don't have any sympathy for him. So it's just one of them things. But in terms of Nuno and his style, it's very interesting to see a lot of the same West Ham fans that were desperate for a change under Moyes. Now they've had a change, they don't mind going back to this style. But the thing is, it's too black and white to just say, "Oh yeah, be careful what you wish for," because the appointments post Moyes have just been shit.
yeah.
They've not. It's not been a massive change in style or a young, fresh manager that we're as excited to see a change in. Like, if we'd have gone for a young, exciting manager and it went to shit, you can go, you know what, Bald, fair play. You grew some balls, you took a gamble, and it didn't work. But what they've done is they've gone, right, we've lost Moyes. Who's cheap and who's available and who can we control? And they've gone Lopetegui, and yeah, admittedly it was shit, but even the game where they reacted on was the Leicester game, and we had 31 shots on goal. Like, that's not Lopetegui's fault. And
No,
then you've gone, right, let's get Potter in. And once again, it's like, did we really want Potter, or was it just because he was available and no one else really wanted him? And I think the thing with Potter, you could see from the Chelsea gig is it a case of like elite level footballers maybe don't respect him or don't listen to him? Because Brighton, he's scouting out all these players, they respect him a lot. At West Ham, he's making these big decisions. You got to think like players like Emerson have won everything in football. And
mm,
if they're saying things like in the dressing room, like, oh mate, this guy's a prick, like what the fuck's he on about? Is it going to influence everyone else? And like then did I have faith in his tactics when you've got I hate to like go in on a player, but James Ward-Prowse starting every week. The rest of the players must be like, well, how the fuck's this geezer starting every week?
honestly,
And it's
yeah,
probably just losing faith. And you've got players like Bowen that are obviously, they're going to stay professional because they're like part of the old school Bowen. They're always going to, whatever happens, he's going to be scoring goals and getting assists and doing his job. But I think that was the downfall for Potter. It was just players maybe losing faith in his tactics. The signings he has made, other than Juve, just not. I mean, well, I suppose it's too early. It's too early to
it's
say
too
on a couple of
early.
his signings, obviously. But yeah, I think that's the reason why they pulled the trigger. And the thing with Nuno is, I think this season we'll have a half decent season now. But once again, long term, I don't see this working. But I think we're going to stay up and have an all right season.
Mhm. I think on your point about the appointments and going back to what I said, I think the most important thing is to have a manager that can adapt to your system, and that, I mean, in terms of the football club, because that's what happened. Brighton appointed Potter because they knew that he can come in and they were going to go. He was just someone that can transition the team. They had the model and they said, "Yeah, we're going to put you in and you're going to work around this style because we know that you can nurture it and stuff." Chelsea, their system was all over the place. They didn't really have a system, and West Ham system's completely broken at the same time. We I think us as a fan base kind of needs to be a bit more realistic and just accept we need to, as much we want to, like, we can get Pep Guardiola in and he'd be fucking shit. Sorry for the language, but he'd be shit at West Ham, honestly. So we just got to be realistic about the managers we can get in and how they can deal with the ownership and the football club and how to kind of make it into their own, essentially. Not, yeah, it's hard to explain, but yeah, you just have to be able to adapt to our system rather than us adapt to your system. And yeah, it's a weird one, but until the board are gone, I think we just got to be we got what we've got, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds really stupid, but do you genuinely think that all this social media trolling has actually impacted it to a degree, or do you think that's just like background noise? I mean, like all like the Graham Potter face swap shit.
I think it's background noise. To be fair, I don't. Like, they're no West Ham. Anything could be like that. It could be a reason why. Like, we could do all the protests and stuff, but then, oh, it's a face swap thing. Oh, that's the reason we need to get rid of him. Like, God, I don't think
Yeah,
so. It would be stupid, really. But I think he was always gone after that Palace game. It was just about when we're going to bring someone in. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say so, to be fair. But
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I see Potter's released a statement basically just thanking the fans, and basically you could tell there was undertones of him feeling quite gutted that he weren't given more time. And I think that
mm,
like what always annoys me is that like how can Brady go on Talksport say he's a long-term plan and then within a few weeks that they're like releasing right he's got the Everton games turn it around or he's sacked. It's like you can't, if you've got faith in a manager, you basically say to him right you've got till say Christmas or you've got till say I don't know like obviously I'm not saying that I'm advocating for Potter staying, but what I'm saying is in terms of a strategic point of view from the owners you can't keep doing this like oh right he's
mm.
got one game to save his job. It's like that's such a like
It's
short-sighted way of running a
so
football
short
club.
term. And so you revealing your cards as well to the public. And it's like, who does that as a business? You don't tell the public, oh yeah, we've got this new product that we have, but yeah, we're just waiting to see and stuff. This is what it is. This is what it's gonna do. And you don't reveal your cards to the public. You keep your stuff internal. It's so unprofessional. It's like when Brady was working for the Sun and kept writing in the column and was talking about how rubbish of a signing Robert Snodgrass was, but he was still
Oh,
contacting the club. I'm just like, what? You're a
um,
businesswoman who's supposed to be smart and shrewd, but how are you doing stuff like that? You're literally criticizing one of your own employees and that is still contracted, and it's so unprofessional and it's stupid. It makes me think like, what the hell does Karen Brady do and stuff? Like, honestly, like, yes, she does in the background, but it's a bit stupid and it's just so unprofessional. It makes me annoyed actually thinking about it. But
yeah.
this is it, you
No, it
know?
does. I think if we actually sat down one day, or one week, should I say, and literally
Yeah.
documented every single thing they've done wrong or every sort of like contradiction, it'd make like a Netflix series. It's that long.
Oh, I know.
It's fucking
Honestly,
ridiculous. But
should we speak to Netflix and try and get that going?
but
They
yeah,
start funding
I
everything, don't
think
they?
I think maybe another reason they might have acted is obviously I think that the obvious reason is obviously because they've got the deal in place with Nuno and maybe there was some stumbling blocks, but now they've actually reached it. But I
Yeah.
do think that not only the fan protests, but the media are really got like a magnifying fucking glass scope system on them now. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
before, they've never really had this level of like criticism or sort of articles being written about them. Like there's always been the background noise of West Ham fans protesting, but when the media start to pile in, it's almost like every decision scrutinised and they need to act. So maybe that's also put pressure on them to make this change.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I think they are that's the thing about the owners, they're very reactionary. And that's it. And I think the media thing, I think you're very right. At times like the media coming into them and thinking, God, actually, West Ham's a bit of a shit show. And now starting to put magnifying glass because there's only West Ham shouting about it, but now everyone else is starting to realise it. And after doing this, sacking Grandpa, after taking it, everyone's like laughing. I was thinking, God, what a stupid fucking shit show this is right now. Only West Ham. I've literally seen other cops just say, only West Ham will do this. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. We're just those clubs, I guess.
But yeah, I think that the only thing I want to add is just really, I hope that the new appointment doesn't impact the boycott against Brentford. Obviously, like, it's not a case of judging other West Ham fans that do want to go. It's not about that at all. But I just hope people that were going to boycott it now don't, just because there's a new manager, because it's so much deeper than a manager. It's so much deeper than Potter, Nuno, Moyes. It's about a set of people that have destroyed the identity of this club under false promises and just blatant lies. So that's the only thing that I wanted to add. Hopefully the Brentford boycott can still go ahead, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think the message is like, it's not about the results that happen on the pitch. It's actually taking a club back. And with these guys in charge, they keep giving us false statements, false promises and stuff and never deliver. And they don't have anything to show. They don't have any rapport to the fans and stuff. There's no goodwill. There's no, like, you claim to be West Ham fans, but there's no goodwill between us. You keep raising our season ticket prices. You don't really offer us any, like, nice stuff to say, oh yeah, this is West Ham, we're a family club. You try to get rid of our concessions. And that's it. You're ruining our club. You bring us to a new stadium with all these promises of playing Champions League, being a great experience, but it's just, no, we're just doing stuff on a cheap. You could buy the stadium and change it. You could literally upgrade the training facilities, but you're doing the bare minimum just to get by. And if you are really West Ham fans, you want to do the best for the club rather than getting porter cabins in every ground that you own and stuff. It's not the way to go. And if you really did care, just show and just relate to us. Be like, admit your faults and stuff and say, this is the wake up we need. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Counteract by saying that we don't want to leave, but we hear you and we want to do this change. But it's just always backs up and just saying, no, you guys are wrong and stuff. And that's not a way to go. You want us to be on your side. But with that, they're not on our side. They're always against us. They're always going to look at us as peasants. They don't care if we're going to be in the stadium because they're always going to fill it with tourists and stuff. Hence why our club's dying. We're not getting the same West Ham. We're not getting diehards out there that are actually passionate about the football club all consistent. You're going to have half of being true West Ham fans and half of them being tourists that don't even know Nuno McCosco and stuff, isn't it? So, you know, we just need to put that pressure on them and just say, we need change. We need coordination. We don't believe that you can, but offer up a leg, offer up a stick to say, look, you want to work with us and stuff, and we'll work with you. But you've not done that in 15 years. And that's the issue. You're not one of us. You claim to be it, but you're really not. If you really were, you'd reach out to us and you'd be sympathetic. You'd be reaching out and doing all you can to try and make it better, but you haven't. So this is what I want them done, because they're fakes. They're literally running our club as if they're using our club, essentially. That is literally how I see it. They're using it just to get money, take money out, and just do the bare minimum and not let us achieve our true potential that we deserve. And change needed. And don't know how that's going to come. That's another situation. If we get rid of them, it's about who's going to come in afterwards. But we just need them to know that they're not fit to run this club unless they make the necessary changes. And that's why we need to keep on with the protest and put a pile on the protest. So, guys, let's keep at it. Don't fall for the stigma about, oh yeah, we're winning games. Let's start going to games. No, keep up. Let the players and the coach know that we're still behind them, but we're doing this because we want our football club back. That's it.
That was some way to end it, mate. That was like a rallying call. That was unreal. I pretty much have nothing to add because you just ticked off everything. It was pretty much, and it's the same reason why you've stopped going this season, isn't it? It's because you're in that stage where I remember, like, no matter who we had at Upton Park, I'd always be excited to go, and it wouldn't be an expectation to win. It'd be, oh, hopefully something can happen. Whereas now it's, even on the way to the ground, I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I don't enjoy this. Like, if someone else said to me that didn't like football and they had a hobby, they're like, yeah, I'm giving someone I don't like £800 a year to go somewhere I hate. I'd be like, well, stop doing it then. Yeah. But because it's football, it's like a drug and you can't stop it. But that's why I say, look, hopefully we can build on the numbers from the first protest. The only thing I'll say is I was a little bit pissed after the protest, and I tweeted out some things that probably in hindsight weren't great. I was being a little bit downbeat about the protest when really I should have been relieved that there's still 2,000 to 3,000 fans that do care, because it's the start and people will join on board. And more people will grow. And that's why I say hopefully it doesn't affect the Brentford boycott, really.
Mate, I think you're just a very passionate your love for West Ham is just so strong, and I think it got to you, mate. And look, we could forgive you for all you say. And the thing is, in most respects, you weren't wrong as well. So I can't blame you for having that passion because you want the best for your club. So don't apologise. I think keep shouting for the rooftop for the best of your club and stuff, and keep doing it, mate. Honestly, you've been one of the vocals on social media to try and rally up and have your points come across, you know. And
exactly.
Mate. Go for it. Keep it going.
So Potter's sacked. Nuno's in. Boycott's coming up. Hopefully we can keep at it. Unless you've got anything else to add, mate. Thanks for everyone that's watched, listened. And if you can be bothered to like, comment and subscribe, we appreciate it. Come on, you Irons.
I'll be honest.